So what is your business? What is your company?
So right now at this point, like I said, Humble Start is more of a media brand. So I work mainly with myself being one of the sole creators in it, but I also help other creators, kind of guide them. But it's mainly just monetizing on social media, you know, working with different brands, partnerships, doing promotions, and kind of just building the healthcare community from the lens of me.
Got it. Okay, duly
Yeah.
noted. Yeah. So how was it? Okay. So when you launched that, can you just kind of give us an idea of? I'm trying to phrase this the right way. Um, what type of I don't want to say what type of success you gained from it, but how did people benefit from it so far? That's what I want to say. How do people
Okay.
benefit from it so far?
A lot of people are benefiting from just the inspiration associated with it. When I was in school, I didn't have anybody to really look at that was even remotely close to me or what I wanted to be. Yeah, like I said, I'm a black male. I enjoy hanging out with my friends. I enjoy sports. I enjoy um fashion, traveling, things like that. I'm not just this ideal, what you would think, or maybe what they were promoting at the
Right.
time, a nurse to be. And I know and understand that it's a lot of people in that same pool like myself that hey, they want to do this, but when they're not clocked in, they want to do this or do that. So getting just inspiring a lot of people, knowing hey, if you do things correctly, if you focus and ground yourself in your education and create your foundation in healthcare, it's the sky's the limit. You can do so much. So
Absolutely.
that's of course monetary value and all of that is
Absolutely. Yes.
helpful and great as
Yes.
well. I don't want to just brush over that like that's not important because it
It,
100%
it
is.
really is.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Let's
100%
be
is,
realistic
but
here. Yep.
that's yeah, we got to be
Mhm.
realistic. So that's definitely perks of it, of course, being invited and being and even in situations like we're in right now, just being able to communicate with different people, share your
Yeah.
story,
Mhm.
and just let people know that it's attainable is very important and very rewarding. So I think that is kind of the things that keep me going and a lot of the success that I get from it.
So when you okay, let me go back a little bit because you had said something about when people feel like being a nurse that there is like such a gray area when it comes to it or such a limitation. Why do you feel that way, Will? Why do you feel like do you really believe that there's some people that just don't believe that there's to more to it than just being a nurse, or more to who you are than just being a nurse?
I think it's influence and exposure.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
You
sorry.
hear me? I said, yeah, I think it's influence and exposure. So what you've been exposed to? When I was a nurse coming up, and I would tell people back home, they would be like, "Oh, really?" And they'll just brush right over it because they felt like nursing. Only time they heard about nursing, it was a female. It's a female dominated
Yeah.
profession,
Right, right.
so they're not used to males in it. They're not used to seeing males or even hearing it. So it was a point at a time where I kind of felt even embarrassed to say that I was a nurse. So I just
Oh,
say,
wow.
hey, I'm in healthcare, and just
Wow, really?
try to brush
Mm,
past that because, like I said, I didn't see anybody that I can say, oh yeah, I'm a nurse. You know this nurse, this and that. Oh yeah, I know that person. Yeah, I'm similar to them. That person didn't exist. So I said, let me be that person so that people can
right.
lean on or they can show their friends, yeah, he's a nurse, but he's able to do this. So that may spark that person or person that they're talking to actually, okay, dang, that looks cool. I didn't know nurses were able to do that or nurses live that type of lifestyle outside of
Mhm.
nursing. Let me do my research. So if I could
Yes.
just spark that in somebody, I feel like my job is done.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I mean, you because that's the thing about you. You know, you just have so many so many elements to you. There's so much more to you. So, and you'll be able to have such a well-versed, conversation, well-versed
Yes.
aspect of things. So I just really appreciate about you as well, that you're able to just share that. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that you overcame, that closed-minded effect of, being a male nurse and not, wanting to talk about it, not wanting to, be ashamed about it. But and I also wanted to ask you what you when you mentioned that, were there any moments when you felt discour I mean, I know it's plenty of those, but
Mhm.
what was one of the most pivotal times in your nursing career? And I know we kinda go back to nursing and your business. Let's do both. Your
Mhm.
nursing and your entrepreneurship. What was one of the most pivotal times in those spaces where you felt discouraged and you didn't believe that it was for you, or you had those I know sometimes you had those moments, of
Mhm.
discouragement. So, what was some of those moments and how did you overcome those?
Okay. A lot of those a moment that I like this, it's always in my mind, lives rent free, is I was actually still in nursing school doing my clinical rotation, and being a young black male in these different facilities where that was an anomaly. Like, a lot of these patients
Mhm.
never seen a black male, especially a young black male, in these type of settings.
Right.
So I used to get a lot of pushback from a lot of my older female patients.
Really?
So yeah, they wouldn't allow me to do assessments. They wouldn't want me to shadow their nurse while I'm
Mm.
doing in the clinical setting, and that was pretty discouraging. Also, just not really getting the support back home from friends or family when I told them that was the career that I was choosing. That was super
Mm.
discouraging. But going back to the clinical experience, my professor pulled me aside and pulled me into, like, it might have been like a supply closet or something like that, and talked to me and was like, "Hey,
Oh, sorry, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
you hear you
Yeah,
hear me?"
I hear you, I hear
Uh,
you.
Okay, yeah. So my professor pulled me into like a supply closet and said, "Hey, you look at me. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, how they treat you, you supposed to be here. You worked, and you're one of the best student nurses I've ever taught.
Mm.
So you are supposed to be here, and you deserve to be here, no matter what anybody says." And I understood that,